Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you. Today, 2 speakers, 20 minutes, thought-provoking messages. This is The Talk. I am Dennis Calamba, the Mr. Delightful of Learning, host of The Talk, presented to you by the new channel and sponsored by Wellife, every family, every home, Wellife. As always, we are glad you could join us for another episode of The Talk, where we feature local and international speakers with messages that educate, motivate, and inspire a call to action. We provide 2 power-packed learning sessions through our speakers who invest precious minutes of their time sharing their expertise and experience for you, our dear viewers. Today, it is our 10th episode, so we are going live again here on FB. We are also live on YouTube. And today, I am just so happy because we are going to talk about aspirations in life and actualization, how we make those aspirations real. And of course, this will be made possible through our guests today. They are entrepreneurs who know what it takes to make dreams realities. As evidenced in their personal and professional lives, they are living proof that we can truly achieve the things we conceive. Live streaming from different locations in our home port, the Philippines, they will share some time-tested methods to create, pursue, and claim a future that everyone aspires for, one where success and fulfillment permanently reside. So, Talksters, now it's that time again to grab your notebooks, your smartphones, your tablets, or your laptops so that you can take down some notes. You can also grab your favorite drink and your favorite food since it's lunchtime. So get those things and put them beside you because as of right now, we are opening the virtual stage. So let me introduce our first speaker. She is an entrepreneur who manages Wrap It Up. She is also a certified Theta Healer under the Theta Healing Institute of Knowledge founded in Montana, that's in the United States of America. She is an NLP practitioner under the American Union of NLP. She is a Tony Robbins graduate, and she was able to be a part of the crew during one of Tony Robbins's live programs or live virtual experience, and probably when it was being done live. She is, guess what, a TV anchor for Good News Filipinas. What else? She is the Philippines Vision Board coach who has conducted almost 200 workshops to over 6,000 people in different places in the Philippines and abroad, such as Hong Kong, Dubai, California, the USA, and Tanzania in Africa. Lastly, she is the founder of Positivitrix Training, Events, and Consultancy. Today, she will talk about vision boarding during a pandemic. Why and how? Talksters, let us welcome Miss Trixie Esguerra. There she is. The stage is
Hi,
yours, Trixie.
good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Dennis. Very good. Thank you very much for being here. I've always believed that you're always at the right time, at the right place with the right people. And so, if you are watching right now, I only want you to, continue with your lunch later on with one message that you'll get from me, and that is all about creative is all about words. And I would want you to remember that, hey, oh nga, no, there's such a thing as a vision board, right? So I'm here to let you know that you still have that power and that visualization, the way we imagine things and not just the way that we see it, but, the way that we feel it is so powerful that if you can see it in your mind, you can actually hold it in your hand, as what one wise man once said, right? So now I want you to start thinking of one thing that has made you very, very, very happy. Okay? Daming very non. Okay. One of the happiest moments in your life. I want you to think about it, and I want you might close your eyes and just relieve the moment, feel as if you were there again. And what do you see? How do you feel about it? If I ask you to smell that environment, that experience, how's the smell or how does it taste like, right? Is it that sweet? I just want you to to rekindle that moment. And if you're doing the exercise right now, you would have to really say that, oh my God, that's a lot of wow, it's just really makes you happy. It makes you feel like, yeah, this is life. This is a gift, right? So what's my point? If you're able to feel such joy based from that past memory, that past experience, it also means that you can still and you have the power to visualize whatever it is that you want in the near future. Or not just in the near, 6 years down the road, 1 year, 3, 5 years down the road. So what I'm saying is, just because we are experiencing this pandemic, it doesn't mean that your dream has to stop or you have to change, your goals or your plan. No. If you come to think of it, this pandemic, probably like most of us, we have felt that this pandemic has discouraged us, right? We feel that in a way it has caused us some anxiety, and more often than not, parang we feel na, okay, my God, this pandemic crushed our dreams, our goals, our plans. But in reality, you can actually choose to see it in a different angle. It did not discourage you. It actually, and it continues to encourage you, right? To continue with the plan amidst the situation. Remember, I know for sure, maybe 1 out of your 10 plans, you were still able to pursue it, and you just had to change the path, or you just had to change the way you do it, right? But still, you're able go back to that plan, hold on to it, and work on it, right? So I would say this pandemic has also encouraged you in a way. And instead of, feeling the anxiety, it has actually made you understand that, hey, maybe I'm anxious because I'm not centered. See? So it reminded you to be at your center, to be aligned with your core and with the universe. And lastly, it did not actually crush your dreams. If you notice, it made you dream bigger, right? And probably you got busier this pandemic. So what am I saying? Again, with that visualization that you just did earlier, if you're able to do that with your past experiences, you can also do it with your future experiences, the future that you want, right? So one thing that will really help you is to create a vision board. A vision board is a board where you put everything that you want. It can be a photo, a text, you draw, you put a symbol, anything that you want to be, to have, and to experience in this lifetime. And when you look at it every day, it will remind you that, hey, I this is what I want. This is where my focus should be, and I can just really, this will really get me working harder and happier because these are my goals in life. So you see, that doesn't just end on posting the picture. You would also want to visualize it. You would want to internalize it and feel. How does it feel if you already have those dreams? That is where the power comes from. In seeing and in actually feeling whatever feelings you want. Joy, happiness, excitement. And then you will be so surprised that, oh my God, it's really coming to me. Because, you just don't thought about it. You wrote it down, you posted it, and you made sure that you are connected with the feelings that you want from every goal that you put on your vision board. So you see, this pandemic has actually asked us, all of us, actually to stop, pause for a while, and review what is it that we really want in life. What are the things that we really want to put on our vision board? See, this pandemic has encouraged us to dream bigger, has made us, reminded us to be at the center, and made us stronger than we could ever be, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish that, and I hope that this, this from me is able to make you feel and think that, oh yeah, I should revisit my vision board, do it, or update it, because even though 9 months have passed by, 3 months, there's still so many things that we can do and achieve. So there, I love this. Thank you very much, TNC, for having me. Dennis?
Yep, I'm here, and I've been listening to what you were sharing about vision board, why it's important, whether there's a pandemic or not, and how you should go about doing a vision board. So if you really want to know more about vision board, if you want to know how, the way to do a vision board and how to really go from one step, from making it to really actualizing it, Trixie is the best person to show you how. And I would like to thank her for being on our virtual platform. So thank you very much, Miss Trixie Esguerra. We will say a few more things about what she talked about later on the recap. But for now, friends, let's pause for a quick break. Please don't go anywhere.
Since I got my new place, I've enjoyed every single day here. Hotel-like amenities, attentive staff, resort-style living, all in a premium location. So life here is easy and convenient. That's why I invested in another unit. I can earn more, and they can enjoy the very same things I enjoy at home. What a life! So much more rewarding. So much more to life. SMDC.
We need beauty every day. We need power every day. Are you ready?
Ready? Ready.
Beauty is power.
Welcome back to The Talk with me, Dennis Calamba. Of course, The Talk is presented to you by the new channel and sponsored by Wellife, every family, every home, Wellife. Guys, please hit me with a like or follow on Facebook at Dennis Calamba, the Mr. Delightful of Learning, and join our learning community at Learning Events and Resources PH. We have almost 1,000 members already. Hopefully, we'll hit that mark soon. Well, before we continue, I would like to invite you to watch these inspirational shows under the TNC roster. So if you're going to look at the screen, you will see all the shows that TNC has. And what are these shows? The Big Picture with Lloyd Luna shares inspiring stories of notable personalities, live streaming Monday to Friday at 7 p.m. HR Hotline with Jesse Rebustillo introduces us to the wonderful world of human resources management every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 1 p.m. What else do we have? We have the fourth project by Bob Kilapio. It is about life, business, and success stories live streaming from Dubai, UAE at 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Philippine time. U-Turn with Carmine Ortega is all about discovering your life purpose and learning from others' turnaround stories. Streaming Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. The Home Buyer with Dante Salamat is where you hear remarkable stories about building and owning a property. Streaming Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Laugh and learn through the Puppet Stories with Juan Lu, Tuesdays and Fridays at 5 p.m. Magbenta, bumili at tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace with Nez and Ange is an online night bazaar live streaming every Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. After Shift with Chino and Trisha is a chillaxing show about choices and life after the work shift, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Usapang Beauty with Joby Linsangan Moreno is about beauty beyond what your eyes can see. It's every Thursday and Saturday at 5:30 p.m. What else? Your law is for all of us to understand that law is fun and cool too. Streams Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Discover your talent and learn how you can share it with others through Win Within Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Tag your kids along and watch Danny Art Show Fridays 5:30 p.m. Of course, my most favorite show under TNC, it's all about two speakers in one platform. It's TNC The Talk Mondays at 12 noon. So, we also have TNC original shows such as One Day, a 30-minute show which profiles unique and inspiring stories of real people. It alternates with TNC Town Hall, which is co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd Luna and Apple Manansala. This is the platform where we talk to you, our valued audiences, on feedback about our shows on TNC. Of course, we have new shows. We have Foreign Affairs with Leo Bryan. We have Healthline. We have Money and More. Of course, we recently premiered COVID Stories, very wonderful show about, surviving the COVID virus, and also, telling the story that can inspire and motivate all of us. So, have I have everything covered? Yes, I think I have every show covered here on TNC. So please, ladies and gentlemen, do follow our channels on Facebook and YouTube and let us help you hashtag see the new you. If you wanted to know, TNC now has roughly 12,000 something followers or likers. So I do hope that you invite your friends to really, get on our channels and watch all these wonderful, inspiring shows under the new channel. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's about time to introduce our second speaker. Who is our second speaker? He is the consummate professional with 30 years under his belt as an HR practitioner with competencies in recruitment, compensation and benefits, performance management, employee and labor relations, job evaluation, total quality management, and policy formulation and development. He has more than 20 years experience as a businessman. He has more than 15 years experience of doing HR consulting work for various clients in different industries such as, but not limited to, information technology, quick service restaurants, food manufacturing, financial services institutions, and service contracting. At present, he is the president and CEO of HR Network, and he is also the president and CEO of Polyserve Philippines Incorporated. He is a board director, PRO of PALSCON, or the Philippine Association of Legitimate Service Contractors. Today, on the virtual stage, he will talk about the know-how of being financially gainful. Talksters, please welcome Mr. Froilan Florendo.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you very much, Dennis, for that wonderful introduction. And I'm very happy that I was invited over here to share some insights now of how we can actually be successful. Now, there's a three-pronged process that I would like to share to everyone, and everything is anchored on what was shared by Trixie. And I'm a firm believer actually of vision boarding. I'm a firm believer of visualization. No? So from the very onset of the business that I've set up, I already have been practicing this when I discovered how it's done. So I continuously have applied it not only to my life, but also to the businesses that I run. So the three-pronged process entails, first off, is the thought process. What is the thought process? This is how we create things in our head. Followed by, of course, the practice of principle, which is the most challenging part because this is now an application of what you have created in your mind. And then ultimately the fruition of our vision. So this is actually the culminating aspect of things wherein you realize all the things that you have actually started in the thought process. Now, when you talk of thought process, it talks about visualization. So this is aligned to and anchored to the vision that we create in our mind. So in the same manner that Trixie shared earlier, it is a reinforcement of the vision board. So when you say visualization, it is a creation or creating something in your head and, making it happen. So in the context of what you call to think is to create. So I believe in the saying that anything can be achieved when we actually have that thought in our heads by way of establishing that vision that we would like to happen. So in addition, this is what you call doing things now that will make you feel happy tomorrow. So what does that mean? It simply means that when you want something that you would be able to have in the future, you create that thought and then work on it and eventually fulfilling that vision that you have established. If you are familiar with one of the movies that I've seen, which actually by Rhonda Byrne, it's called The Law of Attraction. So Law of Attraction actually is all about visualization. It tells you about creating that thought and having that thought a realization in the future. So it's very, very interesting because it helps us in building and creating a future that we want for us, in terms of the quality of life that we would like to have for our families and ourselves. So we move on towards the practice of the principles. This is very challenging because this is how you would enable things. When you, after creating, I should say, after creating the vision that you want for yourself in the next probably years to come. So two aspects of practice of principle. Number one is the discipline. I always share to everyone when I do my talks, especially on business. I also always tell everyone that discipline dictates control and restraint. Why is this very important? Because without the discipline in our hearts, we would never be able to actually make things happen for us because of the temptations, all these things that would actually push us to do things which is contrary to what is right. So the discipline aspect would always tell us to have focus. The discipline would enable us to take a closer look on how we can be able to implement all the things that we want to happen for ourselves. The discipline actually negates you from doing things that are actually would not allow you to fulfill an aspiration in life. So I'd like to quote some of the things that is very important for me. I have read this line that was shared by Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett actually mentioned that we don't have to be smarter than the rest. We just have to be disciplined than the rest. So what does that mean? It all boils down on establishing that discipline in our hearts. Otherwise, if we do not possess that discipline that is required for us to be successful, then there is no way that you would be able to move forward in terms of what you want for yourself. And these are the typical challenge, especially if you are aspiring for monetary rewards. You know, it is very important that you have to understand the essence of discipline. Why? Because when you lack the discipline aspect, especially on money, diba, we have the tendency to spend more. We have the tendency to actually buy things that are not important. These are the branded stuff. If you cannot afford the branded stuff, then this becomes actually a negating factor because you will only consume your money for worthless junk. No? So when you talk of money, you have to have that principle of no such thing as low income, no, but only high expenditure. When you spend more than what you can earn, then chances are you will not progress in terms of your financial gains. No? Another thing that I would like to share also, no, is the principle of savings. No, I always share to everyone, save it when you have it and have it when you need it. So what am I saying? It only indicates that when you have something, when you have an earning or an income, do not spend everything on useless stuff. You know, the savings comes first prior to the expenditures. And that's how you grow your money. It helps you on a progressive perspective. It will build your money, and eventually you will be able to have more because money begets money. The more you spend, the less money you have. But the more you save, the more money you generate. So always remember that. No, there's this one principle also that when you talk of objects of desires, no, these are negating factors for one to be able to attain that financial rewards, no, or being financially gainful, because you'll end up spending and spending and spending for objects of desires. These are, of course, the things like gadgets, the things like, you know, branded shoes or branded whatever you may have. Always remember that when you talk of being able to buy, you know, or I can buy is different from I can afford. If you talk of I can buy, yes, you can buy, but can you afford it? Anybody can buy, but the question there is, can you afford it? And now that actually, if you are focusing more on spending and not thinking whether you are able to afford it or not, then that is what normally will end up you having no money in the tail end of the process. Okay, so third principle that I would like to share, no, is the fruition of the vision. This is a culminating part wherein after you have established the thought process, after you were able to practice the principle, no, the art of savings, the art of discipline, then the fruition of the vision happens. No, so let me share you this. No, the level of success you attain is directly proportionate to how you created it in your mind. So wherever you are, whatever situation or status you're in right now, it is a result of how you created it in your mind. So you cannot blame anyone if you are not, of course, if you are not financially gainful right now, then you cannot blame anyone because you are responsible for the process of your being. You are the author of your life book. You are the ones creating your destiny. So what am I sharing? The material aspect, the fruition happens when you are able to apply the principles that I've shared, no? In terms of how you would actually grow your finances, how discipline plays a lot of role in terms of building your monetary status, no? Okay, in addition, your material wealth, no, in the concept of fruition of vision, your material wealth is actually your scorecard. So whatever you possess is the measure of how you perceived it and how you acted on it. So if you are poor right now, Di ba? It is not, di ba? It is when you're poor right now, it is your own doing because of your failure to apply certain principles that would allow you to progress and transgress as a successful person. Remember, my dear friends, no, it is not being rich. No? It is about attaining the comforts that we aspire for and the quality of life you and your family deserve. Always remember that. It doesn't follow that, we want to always become rich. What is important is you have the rewards that you are deserving of in terms of how you have seen it from the time that you created the vision. No? So, parting words. I would like to share this to everyone. No? 3 things only. No? After the thought process, after the practice of principles, after the fruition of the vision. Actually, the fruition of the vision is a journey. No? I would like you to just take note of these 3 things. No? When you want to create something for yourself and you want to fulfill something, no, in terms of the success you wish to have, no, in the entirety of your life, no, going through the journey of life, no. So 3 things. Vision without action is daydreaming. Number 2, action without vision is wandering. But vision with action is destiny. So again, it's very important that when we would aspire for certain things in our future life, if you want success, then you have to understand the aspect or the principle of visualization, vision boarding, and creating a vision for success. I guess that's about it. I hope that I was able to share some principles wherein everyone could apply. It's a long process. It's a difficult journey, but then again, it's doable. If I was able to do it, if Trixie was able to do it, if Lloyd was able to do it, I don't think anyone can do it. It's just a matter of believing in what you're capable of and establishing that vision that would lead you towards that success that you would like to aspire for in life. Okay? So thank you, and I hope, our viewers have learned something from what I've shared.
Yes, Sir Froilan, definitely our audience who are watching now live and probably the hundreds more that will be watching later during the replay will definitely learn a lot from the things that you have shared with us this moment. So thank you very much, Sir Froilan Florendo. Wow. So there you have it. Our speakers have already said their piece on our virtual platform or virtual stage. But guess what? We still have the recap and we still have something else to do later before we land the plane. So hang in there, friends. The talk will be right back after these reminders. And we're back. Dennis Calamba here, the Mr. Delightful of Learning, host of the talk, presented to you by the new channel and of course sponsored by Wellife, every family, every home, Wellife. Guys, again, I would like to invite you to like or follow me on Facebook at Dennis Calamba, the Mr. Delightful of Learning, and join our learning community at Learning Events and Resources PH. So, before I do the recap, let me just do a quick shout out to all of you who have been watching us live. Okay, so there have been a few people that I saw on the FB live. They're watching, so I'd like to mention some of them. Of course, Paula Narciso, hello. So I'm just looking at the screen. So apologies for that. I'm looking down. Aside from Paula, of course, we have Dane Serrano. Thank you for watching. Richard Abalos, thank you also for watching. Of course, Gabriel Billy Dominguez, the master salespreneur. Thank you for watching the talk. Of course, we have TNC founder Apple Manansala, who is also watching. So thank you for always supporting the show, the talk. Who else? Who else? So I guess that's about it. That's all I've been seeing on our FB live stream. Now, for the recap, this is very interesting because I really do have a personal experience about what Trixie and Sir Polly have shared with us for today. So let me just first start with the power of vision. I first had that encounter with that vision board that Trixie was talking about when I was still an employee for a government agency. So I needed to do a vision board because my boss wanted me to do one. So I immediately did a quick Google search and then I found out, so this is how you do a vision board. Just put the pictures and all of those stuff that you want to achieve, stuff that you see yourself doing or having. So I really put up my vision board, but the one thing that really motivated me to do that was I really wanted a promotion at that time. I was supervisor when I first started out, and I've I I was really trying to figure out how I can be promoted because I was a supervisor for more than 10 years. I think it was 11 years. So I really wanted to level up on my stature in the agency. And with a vision board, I was able to really clearly set a path for me in terms of how I can achieve, okay, my simple goal of just being promoted. Guys, we're in the Philippines. When you talk of government service, when you talk of working for government agencies, promotion can really be hard to come by. Ask anybody who's worked for the government. I'm very sure they will say the similar things that I've been telling you right now. So because of the vision board that I created, it became clear to me that I needed to set goals for that purpose, not just any goals, to have salary every 15th and 30th, just to make sure that my attendance is in good condition, not really perfect attendance, but at least the boss will know that I'm always working every day, and all of those stuff. So it became clear to me what I needed to do. So I guess if you ask me why a vision board is really important, well, it sets a direction. It lets you focus on the things that you really need to do to achieve that. And really, one of the reasons also, my third reason would be it will allow you to really do the work. It will force you, it will guide you, it will motivate you to do the work necessary. And lo and behold, after a while, I was able to achieve that goal, the vision of mine that, even if they say that government service can really be very tough in terms of having a promotion, I was able to achieve that in my own small way. And that was because I created something that would allow me to put myself in a direction towards that successful moment. And then from there, I progressed. I moved on to becoming a freelancer. And, during the pandemic, this is, one of the more interesting things that I would want to share with you. I revisited my vision board and I created a new one. Yeah, now I have a vision board from 2020 to 20 2026, which is roughly the same time that I will be hitting a milestone in terms of my age. I won't reveal my age, but that's going to be a very good number to have on 2026. A good age where life probably for me would begin. So I now have this vision board, the new vision board. I have it on my laptop as a screensaver, and when I extend my screen, it's also on the other screen. So every time I wake up, I will turn on my laptop. It will always be there to remind me that I have bigger aspirations, I have bigger goals to do now, being a family man and being, I'm doing all of these things now. As a speaker, as a trainer, as a consultant. So I leveled up on my vision board, and now I'm really repeating the process of really identifying the goals, medium term and long term goals that will allow me to achieve all of the things that I have visualized. Because for what use is a vision if there's no action? Just like what Sir Polly said, and if we cannot actualize the things that we put there on our vision board, it may have been a waste of time and effort. So once you do it, you really have to commit to it. So I guess that's a bonus bonus insight for all of you. It really takes commitment. So, I couldn't say that it was just as easy as putting all those pictures and then just believing every day. No, you will be challenged. There will be days that you will doubt it whenever you see it, and sometimes you will think like, wow, it's impossible. But really, at the end of the day, you are your best friend, or you may be your own worst enemy when it comes to achieving a vision that you have set for yourself. But just for me to add some personal touch to it, really vision should be connected to a higher power. So for me, of course, I always say vision should come from God. The direction to do a vision should come from Him. Okay, because there will be times where you might be led into having a particular vision, but it's really just of a personal intention or a personal desire. Okay, what we really need to check and align with is if our vision aligns with the vision that God has for you. And I think for me, based on my personal experience, that is my most critical factor when it comes to creating, pursuing, and achieving a vision. It should be connected to what God has prepared for you. Now, when it comes to what Sir Paulie said, of course, finances is a big thing for everybody. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be prosperous. Everybody wants to have a piece of the pie, so to speak. And I really felt that Sir Paulie gave us really some practical tips in terms of how to be more financially blessed. But again, the principles are solid. It's based on sound thought and sound principle, as Sir Polly has mentioned. It really begins with what we think, how we think about money, what is our attitude, what is our behavior toward money, what is our behavior towards being rich. Do we believe that really we as human beings have the capacity to generate wealth, to be rich, to be prosperous, and to be generous at the same time? So it all begins with the mind. Once you truly believe in your heart that that is God's desire for you to be prosperous, to be rich, you will understand the purpose of why He wants you to be financially blessed. And from there, we need to set goals. And it's not just about accumulating, but it's also about giving. So every time we accumulate, we have to give. We have to help somebody else. We have to inspire. We have to give. Okay, sometimes giving can be painful, but that is really a natural law. Okay, we receive more when we give more, and probably that is the underlying message of what Sir Froilan is telling us. Yes, there's no wrong with accumulating so many stuff. You can accumulate um, anything that you want to accumulate, really. But at the end of the day, we need to ask the question: once we are financially blessed, what becomes the purpose other than accumulating all of it? Once you have all of the things that you desire, what next? Are you just going to enjoy it, okay, with with yourself or with your family, or will there be a time where you will realize that there is a mission, a purpose to being financially well? And I'd like to make a suggestion: give generously, give. Okay, for if you combine a vision and then action. Probably one of the things that will, happen is it will compel you to do more. Okay, hopefully we just don't stop with accumulating more. Okay, but we continue with giving more, serving more, okay, making other people's lives more bearable, more comfortable, more prosperous. Because at the end of the day, we all need to contribute. And just going back to, because I remember Trixie was an attendee of Tony Robbins' programs, Unleash the Power Within, and they're talking about contribution. Okay, fulfillment is connected to contribution. Fulfillment it's not just something that you want to accumulate, you want to achieve. But once you get all of these things, the next step is really to contribute, to make your society better, to make your family better, to make your community better, to make your country better, ultimately to make the world a better place. So, how much time do I have? I still have a lot of time. Let me just check some of the things that probably are on the comments. I see Sir Polly thanking me for the time. Yes, Sir Polly, I have to really thank you for that. Givers gain, takers lose. Yes, of course. There's a particular company where I've encountered this givers gain. Okay. I know that my friends who are members of this community, these members of this organization, know the principle very well. Givers gain. Okay, I think one of our guests last episode was is a member of this organization. Well, anyway, what sense would it make if I don't say it? Well, it's BNI. So they believe in givers gain. So thank you for that, Sir Polly. Now, Trixie was just having problems with connectivity. That's why if you really felt that, her talk was cut short, well, it was because of tech issues. So the connectivity over her place was probably not reliable during the time when she spoke about vision. But I hope that my recap was able to give you better insight, additional insight in terms of why a vision board can be helpful in terms of setting a direction, a path for success and fulfillment, and at the same time, hopefully serve Paul's principles on being financially rewarded or probably being just prosperous in life. Prosperity is not just about having money, but prosperity is really, really having other things that can be perceived by people as more important than having money. We always get reminded by speakers that money is just a tool, okay, that money is not really evil per se, it's the love of money that will get us into trouble. But then again, I would be safe in sharing and in agreeing that, yeah, money is a tool. Use it well, it can help you achieve a lot of dreams, okay, but if you don't use it well, probably we need to rethink, okay, how we approach, okay, how we think about, okay, gaining something for ourselves. Okay, so I also saw a very long comment by Danis. Honestly, with such great speakers, I need to take time to appreciate your recap every show. It uplifts the message more and more. This is how a feedback or review should be for any speakers or hosts for that matter. Kudos to you, brother. Well, thank you for that compliment, Danis. Of course, it is my duty and responsibility as host of the talk to really give more, add more to what was already said. Of course, not to take anything away from the speakers. All of the guests that I have had from episode 1 to episode 10, they're all great speakers. They are all great motivators. They are all great educators. And at the same time, they are also great learners. And I really do appreciate that for this 10th episode, this is probably the longest time, okay, that I have had my own screen time. Okay, so I'm not just focusing now on my hosting, but also focusing on adding to what was already mentioned by our wonderful guests, not only for today, but for the next episodes. And boy, do I have something really interesting for you next week. So I'm going to give you a sneak preview of what to expect next week. On episode 11 of the talk, we are going to talk about investments. Yes. So talking about financially, being well financially, being prosperous, using money as a tool. Okay, now we do a dive into investment. So I have invited two gentlemen who will talk about investments. Okay, so what investments are okay in this time of pandemic? What investments are okay to engage in moving forward, because now almost everything is online. Okay, so what are the instruments, financial instruments or tools or probably offerings that we can engage online or even the traditional one? So good stuff for next episode. Again, of course, that will be Monday because we always go live every Monday. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for my recap. I'm very happy that you continue to stick with me. Of course, I'd also like to take this opportunity to all of you who have been watching not just my show, but also all the other shows of the talk. For us, this is really more of a service that we would want to give to you because we really want to inspire you. We really want to help you see the new you. And I'd like to borrow again one of the thoughts that Trixie mentioned to us. When you think of it, this pandemic is not really punishment. It's a struggle. There are challenges, so many big challenges for everybody, frontliners, ordinary citizens, employees. But then again, I like the fact that she mentioned that let's do a reset and probably consider for a moment that this pandemic also offered opportunities. And what are those opportunities? Opportunities for us to be better as people, opportunities for us to dream bigger dreams, to set higher goals, and to achieve, better stuff for ourselves, for our family. But more than anything, this pandemic is a wonderful opportunity to see how you can be reconnected, okay, to God, to our Savior, our Lord, okay, Jesus Christ, how you can achieve a life of success and fulfillment under, okay, their guidance, under the wisdom, and under, okay, the purpose that they have given to us. So always, always be connected to that divine purpose, why God created you, why God created us. And definitely that vision will come, that vision will be clear as day, and eventually that vision will become a reality. And that will be the best gift that you can give to yourself and to the people that you love and cherish. So, as I land the plane, okay, let us give our best applause for our guests today, Trixie and Sir Polly. Thank you very much. Trixie Esguerra and Froilan Florendo. And as I end the show, I do hope that you were able to get valuable insights from their power packed presentations. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode of The Talk here on the new channel, of course, sponsored by Wellife, every family, every home. Wellife, this has been your host, Dennis Calamba, the Mr. Delightful of Learning, leaving you with an encouragement to keep on learning and keep on growing. See you next Monday as we open the virtual stage yet again with two speakers, 20 minutes, thought provoking messages. This is The Talk. God is good all the time. Goodbye, everyone.